God morning. It is June 2nd. God calling my image. God even tied shake free. We inside today. It's weird, but I like it. No, I don't. I just lied. Oh my gosh, I just lied. All right, we got to read this thing fast so God can forgive me. God calling my image. We have a quote today. My Lord and my God, we praise thee. We bless thee. We worship thee. Make us like thee. It's called My Image. I think we know what we're talking about today. You are willing to drink of the cup that I drink of, the wine of sorrow and disappointment. You are mine and will grow both of you more and more like me, your master. True it is today, as it was in the days of Moses, that no man can see my face and live. The self, the original man, shrivels up and dies, and upon the soul becomes stamped my image. So God is saying right here, right? Like we all know the saying, like if you looked upon God, you die, right? But God is saying that that is a fallacy. You would not die. You'd actually come into yourself. You'd actually come into your true being, into who you really are. Literally, God is so powerful and amazing. When he came to Moses, he was a bush. He became a bush, and it was still almost too much for Moses. He was still like, no, I can't look at you. Like he had to close his eyes. He was just like hearing, and it was just crazy to think about. Like God coming down in human form, in any form before. He came down as a bush. Like literally, what is lower than a bush? Like a blade of grass? Not even. Bushes suck more than blades of grasses. I don't know why. It just makes sense. That makes sense to me. I feel like it makes sense to you guys too. But God's saying right here that saying of you will die if you gaze upon God, that's not true. It's only true in the sense that your body will die and your true soul will come out of your body and your true soul will go to God. It will be attracted. It'll be like a moth to a flame. Your soul will just float out of your mouth and then just go to God and be like, yes, finally, Father, I'm with you. So that's what God's saying you have to do. You have to come to God. You have to go to God, and you don't have to be afraid of what that's going to do to you. You just know that's going to be positive. That's what he's saying. So if we read that first time, you are willing to drink of the cup that I drink of, the wine of sorrow and disappointment. So God's saying that we experience how God experiences, right? He feels, sorry, he feels disappointment seeing how we are, right? And how we can truly be with that free will he gives us. But he still loves us. He's still there for us. You are mine and will grow, both of you more and more like me, your master. But we'll still grow, right? We're still getting better. True it is today, as it was the day of Moses, that no man can see my face and live. The self, the original man, shrivels up and dies, and upon the soul becomes stamped my image. That's so beautiful. God is like relating to us so hard right now. He's so amazing. God even tied shake free. Come unto me and I will give you rest. All right. Rest in the midst of work. Heart rest is the knowledge of my keeping power. Feel that rest stealing into your being. Incline your ear and come unto me. Hear and your soul shall live. Grow in strength, not overcome by cares. Let not the difficulties of life, like weeds, choke the rest of your soul. Choke and tether the soaring freedom of your spirit. Rise above these earth bonds into newness of life. Abundant and victorious rise. So God wants us to rest. God calls us to rest, right? That's why it's called God calling today. God calls us to rest. He really does. And he does it a lot. And he's putting into perspective why he does that so much right now, right? God's saying that we are not designed to go through the things that we do on a daily basis in this life. It's really difficult, right? It's really difficult. When God made us in his image, God's image is perfection, right? We are not perfect. He gave us free will. That's why we are not perfect. But with that little free will he gives us, there's still so much hate, so much anger in the world, so much sadness, so much grief. It's crazy how just a little bit being devoid of God can corrupt us so hard. And so that's what God's saying here. God is saying that, I go back to it, rise above the earth bonds and newness of life. Right? We need to rest. We need to rest in this life because we need that moment to come back to ourselves. We need that moment to come back to God. We need that quietness, that stillness to really put things in perspective. And if we don't have that, if we just keep going, keep grinding, then you're going to become a bad person. That's how you get people who are all about business, right? You see like those movies like, oh, like the evil drug lord has done it again. Like that's that type of person, right? People who just get caught up in that monotonous cycle of life, right? Thinking that you need to progress, thinking that you need more money, more power, more fame, more wealth, more of this, more of that. Like those are, let's say, people who did not take that moment to rest, did not take that moment to reconcile and see who they truly are becoming, who they are in their life, and who's given them their life, right? They don't appreciate what life truly is about because they don't have God in their life, because they never took a moment to just stop, right? You need to be able to stop and put things in perspective to really truly get God into your life. If you don't, then you'll never be able to see how he's working, right? If you just are always going, you're never going to appreciate what you have done and what God has done for you, right? And so that's what he's saying here. Come unto me and I will give you rest. So we were not made for these earthly things, right? We were not made to go through the things that we are. So God's saying right here that we need to rest. We need to rest our soul. Our soul cannot handle the things that are going on in our day-to-day lives. Like it really cannot. It's not supposed to. But we still have to go through it because that's the journey of life, right? It's not a choice, right? We wake up every day. It's blessed. It's amazing. And there are things that we have to go through. There are things that our souls have to endure that are going to make us stronger, that are make us grow, that are going to make us better in the Lord, right? But there's the opposite side of that. It can make us weaker. It can make us bitter. It can make us harsh. It can make us push away from the Lord, right? But our soul is still intact even if we're doing that. So let's reread that. Let not the difficulties of life like weeds choke the rest of your soul. Choke and tether the soaring freedom of your spirit. So your spirit's supposed to soar. It's supposed to be free. It's supposed to be amazing. It's supposed to be like everything that God is supposed to be just abundant, full of life, full of happiness, full of joy, right? But that's hard if we don't rest. So guys, rest. Do not let your being get stolen by the world. Do not let yourself get stolen by the world. Do not let your soul get tired, because the moment your soul's tired, the devil will find a way in there. I promise you. Rise above the earth bonds into news of life, abundant and victorious. Rise. So if we want to rise, we have to rest. That's simple. I love you guys so much. That is June 2nd. And with that, I'll say amen.